Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Easy Learn. And today's topic is area of triangles. And within this topic, we're going to be doing some right angled triangles and we're going to be solving some questions. So it's practice time today. If you haven't watched my area of triangles explanation video yet, pause right here, check the link in the description below, go watch the video, understand it first, and then we can move on to today's question. So today's question is below is an equilateral triangle, as you can see right here, which has the length of the base as 10 meters. And the question is calculate the height of the triangle. And part B says calculate the area of the triangle. Now, the thing is, it says it's an equilateral triangle. The speciality about equilateral triangle is that all sides of an equilateral triangle are same, which means that if my base is 10 meters, then these two slant heights are also 10 meters. This is one specific information we must remember about equilateral triangles, that all sides of that are same. Now, the second thing is it says calculate the height of the triangle. Now, height is always the vertical length, this one right here. Now, as you can see, that this is going to be my height. The slant ones are never the height. The height always has to be vertical to the base, or you can say 90-degree to the base. And I have to find the height, so let me label this line as my h. Now, as you can notice that this triangle is being broken down or split into two right angled triangles. And since it's being split from right in the middle, then this length right here and this length right here has to be the same. It's half of the bigger length. The total length is 10 meters. And if I split it into half or split it into two. So that means that this part is 5 meters and the other part is also 5 meters. Now that I have to solve for my height, I won't be taking the entire triangle. Instead, I'm going to be dealing with one part of it, or the one that is forming a right angle triangle. Now, either you take the right one or the left one, doesn't really matter. Your lengths and the side lengths, everything is the same. So let me just grab out my triangle right here, where my base now, as you can see, is half of that 10 meters, which is 5 meters, and the slant length or the diagonal is 10 meters, and the one that I have to find is this one right here, that's h. Now, you need to remember and recall the Pythagoras theorem. Why do we need the Pythagoras theorem here is because we are dealing with a right angle triangle, and that can be indicated using this box right here. This is a 90-degree triangle, and whenever you're dealing with a right angle triangle and you have two lengths and one is missing, you use the Pythagoras theorem. Now, if you haven't um, watched my Pythagoras theorem video, if you do not know what the Pythagoras theorem is or how to apply it, you can pause right here and check the link in the description below. Try to understand the Pythagoras theorem, then you can move ahead with this question. And those of you who already know it, so you must be knowing that the Pythagoras theorem has this formula that's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now, considering what my A is, so A, as you know, is always the A and B are the horizontal and the vertical lengths. So if this is my A, I could say that this H is my B. That's my A, that's my B. And the C is always the diagonal length or the length right opposite to the 90-degree, or the one that is the longest length is supposed to be my C. Now, if I put all that information into my Pythagoras theorem formula, so I have something like this: 5 squared plus h squared equals 10 squared. Now, what do I do next? This 5 squared needs to go to the other side because I need to isolate my h in order to be able to find it. So I'm going to write h squared equals 10 squared. Now, when this 5 squared is a positive on this side, when it goes to the other side, turns into a negative, and we have 8 squared equals 10 squared minus 5 squared. Now, when this square right here goes to the other side, it turns into a square root. So I'm going to be doing square root of 10 squared minus 5 squared, which is, if I take square root, then 10 squared is 100 and 5 squared is 825. So, which means 100 minus 25, I have square root of 75. So h is square root of 25, or if you check that on your calculator, the square root of 75 is 8.66. Or we could just check it out. If you don't want to do all these steps, you can just simply grab your calculator, just write square root of 10 squared minus 5 squared, and you directly get your answer as 8.66. Now this means my h, or the vertical height, is 8.66. So the first part of the question is therefore solved. We have our height h, that is 8.66 meters. Moving on to the next part of the question, which is calculate the area of the triangle. Now that I have my base as 5 meters and my height as 8.66 meters, and as already discussed how to find the area of a right angled triangle, we have this formula. A equals half times the base times the height. So if I put in all this information, so the area, or the A, is equal to half times the base, that's 5, times the height, that's 8.66. Now, if I put that up in my calculator, I get something like this, 21.65. So 21.65 meter square. Now, this is the area of this specific triangle. So let me just write that down, 21.65. And why did I say meter square? Because the area is always in the form of square. It's never just a single unit such as meters or centimeters. It always has to be in terms of a square. So 21.65 meters square. Now, the question is still not complete because it says calculate the area of the triangle, and this is not the triangle that they gave us. It was this entire triangle. Now I know that one part of this triangle, if it's 21.65, the other part also has to be 21.65. So I just gotta add this up. So area of the entire triangle, either I can do 21.65 times 2, or I can just do 21.65 plus 21.65. Both of these are the same, and my answer is going to be 43.3 meter square. Hence, B part is also solved. The area of this entire triangle is 43.3 meters square. Thank you so much for watching Easy Learn. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope you understood how to solve the question. If you have any confusions, any questions, any problems, you can drop them down in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Thank you very much.